Here's the room from last night, adjoining room next door. I did flip the covers back on the bed. Oh, who's that guy? Because I didn't want it to look too bad. But yeah, it's a big room, decent. This place had some not so great reviews on TripAdvisor, and I don't know what that's about. I mean, crazy thing is at checkout they had that everybody, whether paying cash or card, is getting charged a $250 deposit, and then you have to initial that you're not gonna smoke or have pets or have a party in your room. So, you know, I mean, that's pretty standard these days, I guess, except for the deposit part. So maybe there is like some kind of reputation this place has, but I hardly heard any of the other guests. My only complaints are gonna be that I guess it's an older place, so it's harder to find a place to plug in your stuff. I mean, my first night out of the house, I was in a very nice new hotel, and there were places everywhere, like on the desk lamps had like some outlets to plug your computer in, and the lamp next to the bed had an outlet for me to plug in my CPAP, so it was easy. And then last night I was in a cheaper place, and same thing, hard to find a good place to plug. But I mean, I guess it would be prohibitively expensive to try to outfit the older hotels to take care of modern society where everybody has all kind of stuff to plug in. Interrupt this introduction to add on to the introduction with another introduction. So let me introduce my introduction. Okay, I just finished my live stream with Camo Dave, and the tremendous outpouring from the people on that program, and over 40 subscribers, new subscribers. Okay, yes, I do speak English. Over 40 new subscribers in the space of an hour and a half while I was just having fun with Camo Dave. It was overwhelming. So that is what prompted me to get off my lazy butt and finish up with the editing on this, my first road type of video. And I'm gonna just chop it up real quick, the best that I can, and I shall continue from here. Thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed. All right, here we go.
Toward Grand Soleil Boulevard, then turn left onto Grand Soleil Boulevard.
Well, I guess we're gonna have some instructions
along the way. Take the next left onto Grand Soleil Boulevard, then turn right onto John R. Junkin Drive.
Okay, that was an uphill run out of the hotel. And you know, one other thing that I wanted to say
right onto John R. Junkin Drive
is when I was
John
checking
R. Junkin
in.
Drive for 2 miles.
Come on. I was gonna say that when I checked in, I did as the people on TripAdvisor said, and I asked for a Riverview room, and she told me there were none available. And I find that hard to believe because there were hardly any cars there. So I think for whatever reason she just didn't want to mess with it. I don't know if it's a hassle or if it's a hassle for the housekeeping staff. I have no idea. I mean, it's all the same price, and you know, I wasn't going to use it much, so it's not a big deal for me, and it's all the same price. So whatever. But I mean, all the staff was nice to me that I had interactions with. It was only 2 of them, really. And of course, COVID means no breakfast, but at least they have coffee, and I just had a taste of it. It's not horrible, but I mean, it's not my nice community coffee shack, but it's okay. And now we're looking for Sergeant Prentice, which I think is going to be a left turn. I'm not sure, but she said that it's the entrance to the Natchez Trace Parkway is well marked, so we'll see. Lovely Natchez. You know, I guess I should have vlogged on the way over here, but I went along the Great River Road near Angola Prison and I forget whatever other small town, Fordoche, some other small towns. And one of the things that stood out to me was that it's been a long time since they mowed alongside that route. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm sure they'll blame it on funding. And I don't know how far I'm supposed to go for this Sergeant Prentice street or road or whatever. I'm sure you can tell that Natchez is a lovely, lovely town. Look at this. Would you look at that? Just look. Oh, here's a
Smile.
sign.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left to stay on John R. Junkin Drive.
Tracetown Drive. Oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Left 2 lanes to turn slightly left to stay on John R. Junkin Drive. Then use any lane to turn left onto Sergeant Prentice Drive.
Ah, okay. That's what I needed to hear. I didn't see anything that said Sergeant Prentice, but looks like we're headed the right way. Woo! I just realized that I was talking while I was at the stoplight, and I was trying to not do that kind of stuff because I'm gonna edit out that stuff for sure. So anyhow, what I was saying then, just to repeat myself again and to repeat myself again, today's big plan is to head for Tishomingo State Park and have a nice round of disc golf on their course there, and then continue on to my boy Quentin's house. As soon as he saw that I posted on Facebook that I was hitting the Natchez Trace Parkway, he sent me a message, and he, of course, like a good husband, checked with his wife first to make sure it was okay, invited me over for the night. And they just recently moved over to Tennessee, and they're right near the end of the Natchez Trace Parkway. And it'll be great, and then Q and I will be able to fling some discs together for the first time in a long time. And he said that his area is pretty much known as the Mecca of disc golf courses. There are apparently several in the area, and they're all supposed to be great. So we'll find out. And let me apologize for the camera aiming up a little too much maybe, but right now we're stuck with my phone, which is in my phone mount, and I'm trying to not get half the screen as the dashboard. Y'all let me know if I missed the entrance now, because I have no idea what I'm looking for. Oh, there's a sign. I saw the sign.
All right, I believe we're officially on the Natchez Trace Parkway now. I was so busy flapping my gums that I actually missed the entrance and I had to U-turn and come back to it. So anyhow, getting back to what I was flapping my gums about. As I was leaving my room this morning, the lady across the hall was leaving her room, and we got to talking. And I told her that this was the route I was planning to take. And there's the first big sign, Natchez Trace Parkway. Got a little pull out for pictures if you want to. So she told me that once I get up to Cullum County or Houston, Mississippi, there's a lake there. I forgot the name of the lake. She did say the name of the lake. And she said I definitely need to detour off of the parkway and go all the way around the lake and then get back on the parkway. So we'll be doing that up ahead. I have no idea how far ahead that is. I am seeing that the sun is glaring off of the cracked lens on this darn camera. So I'm going to try to adjust it and see if that'll help, but it'll give you more dash. Okay, more dash but less sun. Okay, hopefully that'll be okay. And now I'm realizing that I didn't get a chance to clean the windshield yet. I guess I better take care of that at my next opportunity. Most of those bugs are from my big panic drive up to West Monroe to get a rear end for the Camaro so that I could move it out of the garage. See, what had happened was I sold the house, and after we got approval for closing, my real estate agent told me any day now. Okay, so what I took that to mean was any day now they're going to tell us 3 or 4 days until closing. But no, they called me at 5 in the afternoon to tell me that closing was next day at 4. So that put me in panic mode. I had already finally found a rear end, and I told the guy I was going to pick it up the next day at 5. So I had to call him back real quick and ask him to wait up for me. So I just rushed on down there, up there, I guess I should say. And that's a couple of 100 miles each way. So that was 400 miles I did before I was able to go to bed. And then I was still in panic mode. Thankfully, my nephew Bobby was able to come over and take care of the car. He really worked hard on it and got the job done, and he even found a buddy that named Trent, who was also a tremendous help packing stuff and loading it onto the U-Haul. And I got the big U-Haul truck, thankfully, because I did end up needing all of that room, and I didn't realize I had so much junk, especially since I threw away so much, left it by the road. And then even when we moved the stuff, me and Trent, unfortunately Bobby had to go to work, but Trent and I were able to unload the truck by ourselves, and we still had a lot of stuff to throw away now that I wasn't in panic mode anymore and I had more time to go through the stuff. And I've got a bunch of stuff for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and still have managed to sell only one item, and that was an item that I shipped over to Idabel, Oklahoma. And I do really feel bad about how I left the buyer of my house, because you know, I'm a procrastinator. I procrastinated till the last minute, and that ended up biting me in the butt, which is to be expected. So it's like she was totally kind and gracious and let me spend an extra night in the house so that I could finish up the next morning, because I mean, we were exhausted, and we did finish up the next morning. However, we left her with a huge pile of junk at the road, and also the house was filthy. I mean, when you're running in and out of the house 100 times, you're tracking in all kind of debris, and unfortunately, just to get out of her way, we left all of that. I hope she was planning to clean anyway, but I'm sure she wasn't planning for the sheer amount of a mess that we left her, and I hope that doesn't crush her homeowning experience.
So this is where I spent the night last night. My boy Quentin, that's his kids on the porch over there. And it looks like he's been practicing his putting, but I'm still gonna have to whoop his butt once we get out to the disc golf course a little bit later. So I'll let you catch up then. I'm sorry about yesterday. It looks like my recording of my advance toward Tishomingo State Park somehow just stopped recording, but I did play around there, and it's a short course and it was fun. I did okay, but it would have been better if I would have had a guide so that I would have had an easier time finding the tee pads and the baskets. Even though it's a short course, several of the baskets you can't even see from the tee pad. Oh, and there's my boy Q. Since I'm not able to get a good, accurate reading on my full tank, or at least the portion that I'm on right now, I figured I would stop here by the lake. Lovely. I'm not sure it's a lake. I think it might be a reservoir, but I'm not sure. And I'm gonna wait for this car to pass before I continue talking. Don't have too much more to say, but I thought this would be a good place to end this vlog. And since I'll be putting my videos up on Odyssey, that's ODYSEE.com, and trying to get away from YouTube, even though I'm pretty sure since all the action is on YouTube that I'll have to stick around for a while. Just eventually this will make it onto Odyssey.com, which is also up on the library app, LBRY. And instead of having, like and subscribe, they have there's a little fire thing that you click on, and instead of subscribe, they call it follow, and it has a little heart symbol. So I have come up with a thing that let me know if it's gonna work or not. Light my fire and warm my heart. Okay, see you next time.